And President Trump speaking directly to congressional Republicans at his Doral, Florida golf club earlier today, delivering a message on legislative priorities. What are some of those priorities? NTD's Chris Bob joins us in studio right now to discuss what the president was focused on. Chris, what can you tell us?
It's a massive meeting of members in Doral, led by Speaker Mike Johnson, who received a $20 million, the largest, a record-breaking donation from a single roundtable while at the meeting. Now, the convention was highlighted by the appearance of President Trump. He kind of stole the show tonight, but the members of Congress are expected to get into different bills and legislation that they hope to get through, DHS funding, Save America Act, etc. Who kicked off the night was Republican House Conference Leader Lisa McClain, who kind of set the tone, thinking about the midterms and where the party is at. Let's take a listen.
Everyone in this room knows that what's at stake in November. History will tell us that the party in the majority is supposed to lose seats. History tells us that momentum shifts. History's been wrong a lot this year. We can beat history.
So she's introducing President Trump. After her, Mike Johnson came out, and then the president. She started off with the same saying that Mike Johnson and President Trump said, that they have a very limited majority. They lost a member from California today who went independent. They're down to 217, but she is very hopeful. Let's listen to what President Trump said about some of the priorities. He began talking about a message to the Democrats and recently their failure to condemn Iran. Let's take a listen.
Democrats voted against a resolution affirming that Iran remains the world's #1 state sponsor of terror. Who the hell would do that? I mean, and even more outrageously, as we speak, Democrats have shut down the Department of Homeland Security. But Democrats must vote immediately to reopen the Department of Homeland Security so that we have the resources to keep America safe. But I want to thank House Republicans for passing another common sense measure, to me the easiest of all, the Save America Act, to protect our sacred American. Look at, I have a whole list, but I don't want to put, I have like hundreds of things on the list. If you go shopping, if you do this, if you buy a car, if you license a car, if you point to everything you need to have identification. So all voters have to show identification, ID. All voters must show proof of citizenship in order to vote. So you have ID and you have citizenship. So far, good. No mail-in ballots except for illness, disability, military, or travel.
So their first DHS funding, then the Save America Act. Some new conditions that President Trump previewed in a Truth Social post earlier on Sunday. Not only proof of citizenship, ID to vote, but also restrictions on mail-in ballots. Now, he also talked about codifying the most favored nation status of drugs. He talked about banning Wall Street firms from buying single-family homes, saying that homes are for people, not for hedge funds. I should note that the $20 million that Mike Johnson received in that roundtable, $1 million was from President Trump. He said 19 didn't sound good enough.
And interesting about that, he said that he's never, since being president, given a political donation. Yeah. And that was a sizable one.
And he's worried now that more people are going to call him up.
Yeah. Once you donate, Daddy Warbucks, as they say. Now, Chris, we heard, a lot from the lawmakers there. Anything coming out of that retreat with regard to where these lawmakers are aligning on the president's priorities?
Mm-hmm. We're hearing a lot today. A lot of members are away. The House, they're doing constituent services, and they're also now, in Doral, but they are posting on X. They're taking to social media. We're in day 24 of the DHS shutdown. A lot of members sharing their travel experiences, talking about what they've experienced at the airport, seeing TSA agents, talking to them. We have right here, I thought this one was really interesting, Representative Andy Carr from Kentucky. He met a female TSA agent while going back to D.C. She thanked the House GOP for voting to fund DHS and asked the Senate to do their job, talking about that she doesn't like this being turned into a political fight. We have some comment from a Democrat senator, Patty Murray of Washington, who also took to X today about DHS funding. Let's take a listen.
I offered a bill to fund everything except the ICE agents on our streets until they are given better training, de-escalation training, have body cameras, and are held accountable, just like our police on our own streets are. And the Republicans said no. And I will tell you this, the president went to a war without asking us. He cannot blackmail us to fund those ICE agents because he started this war. And I offered a...
And speaking of blackmail, another expose from Senator Bill Cassidy saying, quote, "We are intercepting coded messages meant to activate Iranian sleeper cells, and somehow Democrats want to debate funding DHS." So we're still at that partisan impasse. If you remember, we were waiting on the confirmation of a new DHS secretary. We had Senator Schumer coming out just before the weekend saying that the rot is deep, it's about personnel. It's not about personnel. We're going to see what can be done to mend this divide. But as of right now, this is top of the list. President Trump says DHS funding first, and before that, Save America Act. He's telling all senators that he's not going to sign any bills unless they pass that.
Save America Act, that's the bill that's stuffed with all the voter integrity measures.
Yes.
NTD's Chris Bobb, greatly appreciate you joining us in studio.